Greetings, history enthusiasts. Welcome to the Chronicles of History, the podcast where we delve into the depths of time, unearthing captivating tales of the past. I'm your host, Henry, and today we embark on a riveting journey through the corridors of ancient Rome to explore a pivotal moment in history, the assassination of Julius Caesar. Join me as we peel back the layers of ambition, betrayal, and the rise of one of history's most remarkable leaders. From the heart of the Roman Republic to the tumultuous events on the Ides of March, we'll unfold the captivating story of Julius Caesar's life and tragic demise. In the heart of ancient Rome, a young and ambitious Julius Caesar embarked on a journey that would shape the fate of an empire. Born into an aristocratic family, his early life was marked by privilege and education. From a young age, Caesar exhibited an extraordinary intellect, a keen sense of strategy, and a constant thirst for knowledge. These qualities set the stage for his meteoric rise in Roman politics and military prowess. Born in 100 BC into a prestigious Roman family, his father, Gaius Caesar, held a high rank as a praetor and governor. His mother, Aurelia Cotta, was admired for her intelligence and virtue. Raised in an environment where political connections and ambition were commonplace, young Caesar was exposed to the intricacies of Roman politics from an early age. Caesar received a top-tier education, studying rhetoric, philosophy, and literature. His studies, coupled with an inquisitive mind, fostered a passion for history and a deep appreciation for the art of oration. Even in his youth, he exhibited natural leadership, skills, and charisma, which would later prove instrumental in winning the hearts of Roman populace. At the age of 17, Caesar lost his father, leaving him in the care of his uncle, Gaius Marius, a prominent military leader. This connection would prove pivotal, exposing young Caesar to the intricacies of military life and the art of leadership on the battlefield. He joined the military ranks and displayed courage and tactical brilliance during campaigns in Asia and Cilicia. During Caesar's early military career, Rome was embroiled in the tumultuous Marius-Sulla conflict. The struggle for power between the two generals and their factions tore apart the Republic, resulting in the deaths of many political figures. Caesar found himself on the wrong side of Sulla's purge due to his familial ties to Marius, and fearing for his life, he sought refuge in self-imposed exile. During his exile, Caesar travelled to the Greek island of Rhodes, where he studied under famous orators and defined his rhetoric skills. He continued his journey to various provinces in Asia Minor, gaining valuable experience in administration and governance. It was during this time that the seeds of ambition were sown, and Caesar began to envision a Rome transformed under his leadership. After Sulla's death in 78 BC, the political climate in Rome shifted, enabling Caesar's safe return. Eager to resume his political career, he embraced the popularist faction, advocating for the rights of common people. His electrifying speeches, combined with his charm, endeared him to the masses, solidifying his reputation as a man of the people. Caesar's political ascent opened the door to a dazzling military career. Appointed as the governor of Gaul, he embarked on a series of military campaigns that would eventually go down in history as some of the greatest conquests of ancient times. His victories against the Gallic tribes and his strategic brilliance in battle brought immense wealth and fame. Caesar's achievements garnered both admiration and envy. While the common people adored him for his military prowess and generosity, the Roman Senate grew increasingly wary of his growing power and popularity. Nevertheless, his impact on the Roman world was undeniable, and his reforms in both governance and infrastructure left a legacy, and so the stage was set for a fateful day that would change the course of history forever. As the year 44 BC dawned, Julius Caesar stood at the pinnacle of his power. The Roman Republic, once a system of checks and balances, was now overshadowed by Caesar's dominance. But within the heart of the Senate, a group of conspirators led by Brutus and Cassius saw a threat to the very essence of the Republic. The stage was set for a pivotal moment that would become etched in history as the Ides of March. Amidst the grandeur of Rome, a mysterious soothsayer approached Caesar. In a hushed tone, he uttered a chilling prophecy: "Beware the Ides of March." The warning resonated in Caesar's mind, and though he was uneasy, his hubris led him to dismiss the prophecy as mere superstition. In the shadows of the Roman Senate, the conspirators devised a plan to preserve the Roman Republic. Fearing Caesar's growing power would dismantle the Republic's democratic foundations, they believed that assassinating him was a necessary sacrifice to safeguard the Republic's future. On the morning of the Ides of March, Calpurnia, Caesar's devoted wife, awoke from a haunting dream. In her vision, she witnessed her husband's statue floating with blood, and pleaded with Caesar not to attend the Senate that day. However, Caesar's pride and determination blinded him to her fears. As the day progressed, Caesar made his way to the Senate, unaware that the conspirators were poised to strike. Surrounded by the senators, including some of his closest allies, he took his seat. The atmosphere grew tense, and the conspirators bided their time, waiting for the perfect moment. Suddenly, as if a storm had erupted, the conspirators struck simultaneously. Dagger after dagger found its mark, and Caesar's life hung in the balance. In a last desperate act of defiance, he pulled his toga over his face, seeking to preserve some semblance of dignity. Among his conspirators, Brutus, once a close friend and ally, delivered the final blow, driving his dagger into Caesar's side. The assassination sent shockwaves through Rome. Chaos erupted as news of the heinous act spread like wildfire. The conspirators hoped their actions would restore the Republic, but instead they plunged Rome into uncertainty and turmoil. Amid the chaos, Mark Antony, Caesar's loyal ally, delivered a masterful funeral oration, eulogizing the fallen leader. His speech, skillfully crafted to stoke emotions and rally the masses, cast blame upon the conspirators and ignited a thirst for vengeance. The people of Rome, mourning the loss of their beloved Caesar, demanded justice for the fallen hero. With Mark Antony's rallying cry, the political landscape shifted once again. A power struggle ensued between Caesar's loyalists, led by Antony, and the conspirators seeking to preserve their newfound influence in the Senate. The stage was set for a series of civil war that would shake the foundation of Rome. The Ides of March marked a tragic turning point in the history of Rome. The assassination of Julius Caesar unleashed a whirlwind of chaos, setting the Republic on a path towards an uncertain future. The dream of a united Rome under Caesar's vision lay shattered, leaving the Roman world teetering on a brink of civil war. As chaos engulfed the city, the power struggle between Caesar's loyalists, led by Mark Antony, and the conspirators, with Brutus and Cassius at the forefront, intensified. The streets of Rome were filled with mourning as the funeral procession of Julius Caesar commenced. Mark Antony, with a carefully crafted eulogy, aimed to turn public sentiment against the conspirators. His fiery rhetoric praised Caesar's achievements and questioned the motives of those who had cut short the life of such a beloved leader. In the wake of Caesar's assassination, his will was read to the people of Rome. To their surprise, Caesar had bequeathed a significant portion of his wealth to the citizens, further endearing him to the masses and strengthening Antony's cause. As the public's anger intensified, Rome teetered on the brink of civil war. Antony, as a master manipulator of emotions, skillfully used the people's sentiment to fuel his political ambitions. The conspirators, on the other hand, faced mounting opposition and found themselves besieged in the Senate. To maintain their influence and protect themselves, the conspirators formed the Second Triumvirate with Marcus Lepidus and Octavian, Caesar's adopted son and heir. The alliance was born out of convenience and the desire for self-preservation, but it would have far-reaching consequences for Rome's future. With the triumvirate formation, a bloody proscription followed. Enemies of the state were targeted, and those involved in the assassination faced dire consequences. The streets ran red with blood as retribution was exacted upon those deemed responsible for Caesar's death. The conflict between triumvirs and the forces of the assassins came to a head at the Battle of Philippi in 42 BC. In a dramatic showdown, Brutus and Cassius faced the combined might of Antony and Octavian. The battlefield echoed with the clash of swords and the cries of warriors as the fate of Rome hung in the balance. Despite their valour, the forces of the liberators were defeated. The dream of restoring the Republic was crushed as Brutus and Cassius met their tragic end. With their defeat, the era of the Roman Republic drew to a close, and the stage was set for Octavian to rise as the preeminent figure in Rome. After the defeat of the liberators, Octavian emerged as the dominant force in Rome. However, rather than assuming absolute power, he presented himself as a restorer of the Republic, positioning himself as a protector of Roman traditions and values. His cunning manipulation of political symbolism and the illusion of shared power would eventually pave the way for his ascent to Augustus, the first Roman emperor. The aftermath of Julius Caesar's assassination marked a turning point in Roman history. The second triumvirate, formed by Octavian, Marcus Lepidus, and Mark Antony, aimed to restore stability and order to Rome. However, their alliance would prove short-lived, leading to a power struggle that would ultimately result in the fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of Augustus as the first Roman emperor. Despite their initial collaboration, tensions between the triumvirs quickly escalated. Disputes over territorial control and the division of spoils led to infighting within the alliance. Lepidus was ultimately marginalised, leaving Octavian and Antony as the primary contenders for power. Mark Antony's fascination with Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, further complicated matters. His affair with the powerful queen and his decision to support her in expanding her empire alarmed the Roman Senate and fueled Octavian's efforts to portray Antony as a threat to Rome's sovereignty. Recognising the importance of public perception, Octavian launched a sophisticated propaganda campaign against Antony. Through carefully crafted messages, he painted Antony as a traitor, under Cleopatra's spell and intent on undermining Roman values and traditions. The tensions between Octavian and Antony culminated in the epic Battle of Actium in 31 BC, the two formidable forces in a battle that would decide the fate of Rome. Octavian's fleet, under the command of Agrippa, emerged victorious, and Antony and Cleopatra were forced to retreat. Following their defeat at Actium, Antony and Cleopatra retreated to Egypt, facing imminent capture and the shame of Roman triumph. The tragic lovers chose to take their own lives. Cleopatra's death by the venomous bite of an asp became a symbol of defiance and pride, while Antony fell on his own sword. With his adversaries defeated, Octavian returned to Rome in triumph. Rather than assuming absolute power, overtly, he shrewdly presented himself as a champion of Roman values and a restorer of the Republic. The Senate bestowed upon him the honorific title of Augustus, signifying his sacred authority and moral standing. Augustus's rule marked the beginning of Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability that would last for over 2 centuries. During his reign, Augustus enacted a series of crucial reforms, including a professionalised standing army, administrative reorganisation, and public work projects that revitalised Rome's infrastructure. While Augustus maintained a facade of the Republic, he wielded significant power as the sole ruler, effectively becoming the first Roman emperor. Under his leadership, the Senate's authority diminished, and Augustus centralised power in the hands of the emperor, initiating the transformation of Rome into an empire. Augustus's reign as Rome's first emperor left an indelible impact on Rome's empire. His legacy, known as the Augustan Age, saw a flourishing of arts, literature, and architecture. The Res Gestae Divi Augusti, his official autobiography, showcased his achievements and contributions to Rome's prosperity. The fall of Roman Republic and the rise of Augustus as the first Roman emperor marked a pivotal moment in history. Rome transitioned from a political system of checks and balances to a centralised autocracy, laying the foundation for Roman emperors' rule over the ancient world. Augustus, now known as the Principe or First Citizen, adopted the title of Imperator Caesar Augustus in 27 BC. This marked the beginning of the Principate, a new political system where Augustus held supreme authority but presented himself as a first among equals, maintaining the semblance of the old republic while centralising power in his hands. Under the guise of maintaining traditional Roman values, Augustus introduced a series of constitutional reforms. He reshaped the Roman government, consolidating control through various offices, such as the tribune, consul, and the proconsul, while skillfully navigating the Senate's role to retain its prestige. Augustus recognised the need for stability and peace in Rome. Under his rule, the Roman Empire experienced a prolonged period of peace known as Pax Romana. To maintain this peace, Augustus established a professional standing army, ensuring the loyalty of the military to the central government rather than individual generals. Augustus reorganized the vast Roman Empire into provinces, each governed by appointed officials. This system streamlined administration and improved governance throughout the vast territories under Roman control, facilitating communication and resource management. As a testament to his rule, Augustus initiated various building products and infrastructure developments. The construction of roads, aqueducts, bridges, and public buildings improved the quality of life for Roman citizens and showcased the grandeur of the empire. In an effort to gain support and loyalty from the people, Augustus engaged in a policy of patronage. He provided grain to the poor, offered financial assistance to citizens, and sponsored public entertainment and festivities. These measures garnered widespread popular support for his regime. To solidify his position, Augustus cultivated a cult of personality around himself and his family, emphasizing his divine connections and his role as the savior of Rome. This cult promoted a sense of loyalty and reverence for the emperor, effectively equating his rule with the well-being of the empire. Augustus skillfully managed the issue of succession, designating his adopted son, Tiberius, as his heir. This system of imperial succession, known as the Principate succession, allowed for a smooth transition of power from one emperor to the next and contributed to the stability of the empire. Augustus's reign laid the foundation for the long-lasting Roman Empire, which endured for centuries after his death. His influence extended beyond his lifetime, as his administrative, political, and social reforms shaped the character of the empire for generations to come. The transition from a republic to an empire under Augustus marked a pivotal moment in Roman history. This Principate established a new form of government, blending the old republican ideals with the centralized authority of an empire. Augustus's reign left an enduring legacy, shaped the Roman Empire's character, and defining its destiny for centuries. As we bid farewell to the pages of historical chronicles, we reflect on the profound impact of these historical events. The rise of Julius Caesar, the Ides of March, and the emergence of Augustus all intertwine to tell a tale of ambition, betrayal, and the transformation of a republic into an empire. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with your fellow history enthusiasts. Your support helps keep our stories alive. Until next time, farewell.